Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we still in San Antonio, living large and living in charge. Your boy BT, big shell of the Airbnb with the chandelier in the bathroom. I'm sorry, it still hasn't gotten old yet. The chandelier in the bathroom is still cool. So yeah, man, shout out to the chandelier in the bathroom. But listen, enough of the chandelier. Let's talk some boxing. All right. So save the date. This is a fight that people have been asking me about with a lot of intrigue, with much interest. They want to know my thoughts on it. So consider this my initial thoughts video about this matchup. Okay. Now save the date, January 29th, 2022. All right. Keith Thurman returns to the ring. One time is back. Keith Thurman is back. We didn't see Keith Thurman all of 2020. We didn't see Keith Thurman all of 2021. All right, but we're probably gonna get Keith Thurman back on our TV screens back in 2022. And who is he taking on? He's taking on none other than El Azteca, Mario Barrios, San Antonio's very own. I'm in San Antonio right now. San Antonio's very own Mario Barrios, as he moves up to welterweight for his first fight at 147. Now, look, this could turn into a good fight, but whether it's a good fight or a bad fight is besides the point. I just gotta be honest. I like Keith Thurman. All respect to him with what he's got going on in his career. All respect to Barrios with what he's got going on in his career. But honestly, this is one of the most unnecessary fights that you could have conjured up at 147, because first and foremost, Mario Barrios, he's just now entering welterweight, and he's fighting a guy in Thurman who really hasn't been a factor in boxing for the better part of 2 years. So maybe if this fight was on free TV, like if it was like a regular Fox fight or FS1, my tone would definitely be a lot different. But what makes this fight so ridiculously unnecessary is the fact that it's on pay-per-view. It's on pay-per-view. So that's what we're doing now. Mario Barrios fights Gervonta Davis one time, and all of a sudden, he's a pay-per-view star because he's going to be fighting in back-to-back pay-per-views. All of a sudden, he's a pay-per-view star. Keith Thurman hasn't been, he's been in witness protection from the world for like 2.5 years. We see him every now and then when he does his commentating appearances, but we don't really hear a lot from one time. And now he's a pay-per-view star? So you have one guy who really got starched in his last fight against Gervonta Davis, moving up. Most of the world just found out who he was in a loss, taking on a guy who literally has not been in the boxing ring since the middle of 2019. That's what this matchup is. So I don't like it. I hope for the sake of boxing fans that the pay-per-view is relatively cheap, because PBC's coming out the box with 2 pay-per-views in January. Out the box. January 1st, you had that Luis Ortiz Charles Martin card. That's like $39.99. And then you got this fight, which I'm going to assume is going to be a little bit more expensive, probably around the $70 price point or $80 price point. PBC's not shy about the pay-per-view price points, you know what I'm saying? So it's just completely unnecessary because of that reason. But aside from that, we'll just remove that for a second. Let's talk about the actual fight. I think it has a chance to be a good fight. Keith Thurman is a fighter that can box. He can move. He's not afraid to get into a dogfight if need be. He's shown that many times in his career to be a vulnerable fighter, and a vulnerable fighter normally makes for entertaining fights. He's been hurt by Luis Collazo. He's been dropped by Manny Pacquiao. He's been taken to some deep, dark, uncomfortable places at times when he fought Danny Garcia. So he's not the most, he's liable to be hurt. And when you factor in that he's coming in off of a layoff, you don't really know where he's at psychologically. You don't know what's going on in his life behind the scenes. It's not the craziest thing in the world that Mario Barrios could hurt Keith Thurman and take him to some deep, dark places. Now, from the Barrios side of things, there's a lot of moving parts that we got to discuss. Mario Barrios literally just changed trainers. So he's changing weight classes, moving up to 147. This is his first fight at 147. He's changed trainers. Now he's being trained. He left Virgil Hunter, and now he's being trained by the well-renowned and very well-schooled Ismael Salas. And look, one thing I can say about Ismael Salas as a trainer, because I've had the opportunity and the luxury to spend some time in his gym this year, a lot of time in his gym this year. His fighters, they come prepared. They come to win. They train to win, and they come very prepared. So I have no doubt in my mind that Mario Barrios will be prepared come January 29th against Keith one-time Thurman. Now, I really hope, for the sake of the welterweight division and for the sake of boxing, I would like to see Keith Thurman get back to winning ways, put on a sensational performance, put the world back on notice that, hey, Keith one-time Thurman is back, and he's here to be a factor in the welterweight division, because this fight's going to be in January. So you figure, if things go great, I'm talking about if things go great, no injuries in camp, weight is good, things like that. If things go to the greatest they could possibly be, I'm trying to see Keith Thurman fight 3 times this year. I want to see a fight in January, I want to see a fight in June, and I want to see a fight in December. I really believe he has a lot of lost time to make up for, and there's a lot of good fights out there for him. And this is a great start because Barrios is a guy that's going to be in his face. He's going to bring the fight right to him. Maybe Ismael Salas might teach him a little bit of the Cuban boxing style and some fundamentals. But after 3 or 4 rounds, he will revert back to type. He will go back to doing what he knows best, and he will come to fight. He will be what his name insinuates he is, which is El Azteca. He'll be an Aztec warrior, and he will try to press Keith Thurman and throw lots of grown man punches to try to expose those vulnerabilities. And look, it's up to Keith Thurman to be sharp, to be composed, to be in the millisecond, to slip the punches and counter, and show the world why we once regarded Keith one-time Thurman as the number one welterweight in boxing. It's time to show the world that Keith one-time Thurman is still a player at welterweight, because time has passed. It seemingly feels like Keith Thurman's career has passed him by in an instant, because while he was out, we've had the emergence of Errol Spence, the continued emergence of Errol Spence, the continued emergence of Terrence Crawford. We've had the renaissance of the division with guys like Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz, and now Conor Benn is on the way up as well. So he's been lost in the translation. He's been lost in the shuffle. And they say, like, out of sight, out of mind. It's time to get back in sight and in mind. And he's got a great opportunity come January 29th against a fighter like Mario Barrios, who will come to fight. So those are my initial thoughts. It could be a good fight, but because it's on pay-per-view, I have to call a spade and call it for what it is. This is an extremely unnecessary fight because of the circumstances, because it's on pay-per-view, because PBC's already doing a pay-per-view January 1st. And you mean to tell me that within a 4-week span, you're going to do two pay-per-views in the same month? 2 pay-per-views in the same month for 2 fights that are not pay-per-view worthy type of fights. So I don't know what PBC's got going on. I don't know what they're trying to do with their business model. I'm no business expert, but I'm just saying, like, boxing is struggling to gain fans on a mainstream level. Why would you alienate the guys you're trying to market into stars by putting them in fights that even hardcores won't pay for? I mean, come on, we gotta start thinking smarter. Like Floyd Mayweather says, it's about working smarter, not harder. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, January 29th, Keith Thurman returns against Mario Barrios. So make of that what you will. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God bless.